Hi, I'm Greta with Chattahoochee Valley Library's Children's Outreach Department, here to show you some fun preschool STEAM activities you can try at home. STEAM is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. And the activities that I'm going to show you today are simple, great fun, and are going to include all of those concepts. They're going to be terrific for older kids too. Now, some of the things I'm going to use come from one of our Chattahoochee Valley Library's STEAM2Go kits. These are preschool kits designed for groups of kids. This one is kit number 2, Bug Out, Investigating Insects. We'll be using some of the things from inside, and we're also going to use things that I just found around my home, and we're going to use some of Chattahoochee Valley Library's digital resources, some great books that you can find online and read from any device. So let's first look at what's inside this kit. Inside this STEAM2Go kit, you'll find 5 fun bug-related books, 10 magnifying bug catcher cups, an assortment of ladybugs with different numbers of spots and the matching number cards, a game of sorting and counting bugs, and also a binder which has ideas and resources for how to use everything in this kit. If you read I Love Bugs and the Bug Book before you head out bug hunting, it's great inspiration. We'll be using a few of those magnifying bug catchers in the kit we're going to create.
Okay, it's time for us to get our science on. Now, as I mentioned, we can use these. They came with this STEAM2Go kit, but I've gathered a bunch of stuff from around my house that'll also be great tools. This is an old soda bottle. Have a grown-up cut the top off. You can use saran wrap with holes punched in it. That'll make a good bug catcher. Same with any kind of plastic or glass bottles you might have around. Even a small soda bottle might work. Sandwich bags, leftovers from grocery stores and things, anything clear. I also happen to have a magnifying glass. That'll be a nice tool for us to use. And an old spice jar is pretty cool because it's got holes already in it. Now, make sure you've got closed-toed shoes on when you go out looking for bugs. You might need a set of gloves just to keep yourself safe. A shovel might come in handy. Any kind of tool that can help move and dig in the dirt can work. And because we're doing scientific investigations, I'm bringing a pencil and some paper. I can record my observations, how many bugs I found, maybe draw a picture of what they look like, count how many I find in a day. I'm going to put all of this stuff together in this kit, or maybe I'll put them in my bucket. Then I'll have my investigation kit ready to go. I hope you can create a simple bug catching kit to use in your backyard or in any area park. I'd love to see what kind of things you discover in your area. I've been using mine in my yard for several days now, off and on. It's easy to grab and take a few minutes to investigate. I'll show you pictures and videos of some of the things I've discovered and tell you how to use STEAM concepts as you investigate the animals and creatures you find in your yards. Plus, Chattahoochee Valley Libraries has really terrific digital resources where we can read and learn more about the insects and birds and other creatures and plants that I find in my yard. So what does bug hunting have to do with STEAM learning? Well, the S in STEAM is for science, and that part's clear. The life sciences include things like zoology, the study of animals, botany, the study of plants, and ecology, the study of how living things affect each other and our environment. We can learn a lot about those things right in our own backyards. A scientist's main job is to ask good questions. My first question was what creatures will live in the dark, cold earth under rocks, and why? And here were a few of my first discoveries. The T in STEAM is for technology. Any tools we use to help us learn and discover more is technology. The bug containers and their magnifying lids both help us learn more about the creatures that I found under the rocks. Cameras that can zoom in and record video are amazing technology. Look how little this snail is, smaller than my fingernail. But with my zoom-in camera video, I can see how it crawls and moves. Now I've got more questions. Does a snail have eyes? How does its antenna work? Do you have more questions? The E in STEAM is for engineering. Do you think you could design a better way to capture wiggly worms so that the worms aren't hurt and we could study them more and learn more? If you can, that's engineering. Engineering is solving problems by creating or improving the tools or the methods we use. Maybe you could engineer a way to safely capture these fast flies so we could study them. The A in STEAM is for the arts. That's when you can get creative with what you've learned. You could draw or paint a picture of the creatures you find, or maybe try making them out of Play-Doh or clay. You could try to move and sound like them, or write a song about them. Be creative with what you've learned. The last letter in STEAM is M for math. There are tons of ways to use math in our backyard explorations. You could count the number of bugs you find. Did you know insects have 6 legs and spiders have 8? So count the legs on the bugs you find and see which family they're in, and then make a bar graph that shows how many of each kind of bug you found. What shapes do you see when you're looking at bugs? Circles? Ovals? Triangles? Compare the shapes. Finally, measuring is really important. You can use a ruler, or you can use household items like toothpicks, blocks, or paper clips. This worm is about 2 blocks or 4 inches long. But this little guy you see here is half that size. He's about 1 block. These cups come with a grid at the bottom. Remember our snails? Well, they're about the size of 1 square. These creatures are a lot harder to measure because one of them especially moves so fast. But with patience, you could figure out how many squares long they are. Now, some of the bugs you find in the yard will be easy to spot, like this ladybug was, especially if it's on a bright green leaf. And some are really well camouflaged. This one was so hard for me to see. I'll wiggle him so you can see him move. There's some other creatures that are well camouflaged in the garden too. I'm not sure if this is a frog or a toad. I'll have to look that up later. He's a lot smaller than I thought. And this little guy was up on my umbrella. He's almost the color of the umbrella. He was kind of hard to catch, but I did it safely, and he was really interesting to observe. He too is small like my fingertip. When it was time to set him safely free, it was very interesting to see how green he was. His color had changed. Something else I need to look up. There's a lot to discover in nature. Be careful and respectful of the creatures you find. I stayed far away from this nest to get these pictures. And about 10 days later, I went back and I found these 2 baby birds. Again, I stayed far away so not to disturb them or their parents. If you're patient and persistent, you'll see some amazing things out there in nature, and you'll probably have lots of questions. I know I do. And that's when our library will come to the rescue. Chattahoochee Valley Libraries has a variety of digital resources for kids. Today, I'll show you just a few that I used to learn more about the creatures I found on my backyard investigations. Hoopla is a super resource for all ages. It's easy to create an account with your library card, and there's a way to put it on kids setting to make it easy to search for books. Here are some that I checked out to answer some of my questions. This is a book to read with a worm, has some really fun experiments in it. Another great resource is Tumble Books. Again, Easy to set up your account with your library card, and there's all kinds of good books there. There's a nonfiction tab right in the middle, and when I clicked on it and went to search, I found a whole section just about insects. There's a lot to explore in Tumble Books, so give it a try. You can find those apps and more on our website, CVLGA.org. Click on the Kids tab to explore. Today I want to show you the World Almanac for Kids Elementary Age. That's at the bottom of this menu. Enter your library card number and log in. You're taken right to their home page. You can see there's a lot of information on this site for elementary age kids and their teachers. If you click on topics, there's so many interesting topics there that could answer my questions. Animal adaptations, birds, the earth, even flowers and plants and trees, and there you see insects, spiders, and worms. There's a lot of information here about insects, spiders, and worms, general characteristics, videos, games and puzzles. When you're back on our homepage, don't forget to search our entire catalog for things that might come in handy as you're on your bug hunting expeditions. Happy bug hunting and happy STEAM learning!
We are springing into summer learning at the Chattahoochee Valley Libraries, and the program you just attended is one of the ways you can earn completions. Just go to cvlga.org and look for Spring into Summer Learning. You can register yourself and your family online, and then start reading and attending our online events. That's all you have to do. We're giving away weekly gift certificates, and every completion you make enters you into a grand prize drawing for tablets, games, gifts, and more. Remember, you have to register to win, cvlga.org, and we'll see you online again real soon.